Joshmark, a visual artist from the Philippines. I hope you'll join me on my artistic journey. Let's create! Hello there! No, you're not dead. You're at the entrance to Ckreatia. Ckreatia is a world where you can create whatever you want. Okay, hold your horses. First, let's make sure you look just the way you want. So, my character, I'm going to give him an average build. It'll be based on my logo. Kind of like if I were to give my logo a body of its own. And my interests. But my logo is already based on my interests, so it's kind of like an extension of that. Like I said, it's like if I gave my logo a body. Speaking of my logo, the original design for my logo actually came from a classmate of mine back in college. Her name is Jill Arteche. She has a lot of amazing works, guys. You can check her works out in her Facebook page, Jill Arteche Illustrations, her Instagram, Jill Arteche, and her website, links in the description below. So the reason why she did my logo was it was a project or assignment in class. So how this started was, first everyone in class would present about themselves. They would say things like who they were as artists, the various inspirations they had. I was a major in fine arts back in college, and that was for sorry, I forgot what class that was in. Sorry, my professor. So yeah, in that class, my professor back then was Alfred Marcigan. He was the one who assigned us that project that time. So we were to present about ourselves. In my presentation, I said that I was influenced at the time by punk culture, the punk aesthetic. I was really into Blink-182. I like skulls, crossbones, really edgy stuff, grungy texture, grungy walls, using a lot of blacks, not very colorful at the time. And my music was with punk rock, punk goes pop, or the pop goes punk. And yeah, so present that, and afterwards we would make our own interpretation of our interests and our own personal branding from there. My logo didn't go exactly as I wanted. It was more of the things that I thought I would be. I thought things that I wanted to be, like edgy, dark, cool, misunderstood character, because I thought it was cool. I'm into the tragic hero trope, and so my logo was kind of like a dark clown, because my explanation for it was that I think I'm a joke, and yeah, it wasn't really who I was. And I guess our professor saw that and said, let's mix things up. So instead of doing our own logos or revising our logos, he had us do our classmates' logos instead. Jill was assigned to do my logo, and her design was on point. And I facepalmed so hard because it was straight to the point. I said I like skulls and punk culture, and at the time I wore a cap a lot, and so she just mixed it up. Had a skull drawn very sketchily with the snapback cap that I usually wear, and it was so simple. I don't want to say simple because there's a lot of thought in it. It was on point, and it was right under my nose. The concept should have been the immediate thing I thought of for myself. I mean, if it was to be me, instead what I came up with more of like a Dark Knight Joker kind of concept. So yeah, I really liked her concept. From there, I created my own version of it because I felt like the logo she made was still very much a Jill logo. So I wanted it to feel more like it was me who designed it. And so I did, and I infused another aspect of myself, which was video games. I failed to mention in my presentation that I'm into video games. So I designed my logo to be more video gamey feeling, more modern, less of a sketch, more of a minimalist graphic design, which is as like what you would see in video game interface or video game logos. So yeah, so that's the origin of my logo. My name on the cap is because I want to put my name out there. Back then, I didn't know what my specialty was. If it was illustration, prop making, graphic design. I like to make things, a lot of different things, and so the unifying aspect of all the things I wanted to do was my name. So my name was important for my brand. So like other logos you see, if they're illustrators, they would have a pencil or a pen. And so since the only unifying nature of myself is my name, I wanted to put my name there, hence the name on the cap. So as you can see, my character's pretty fleshed out. Like I said, I would give him a leather jacket. The logo on his chest is actually my signature that I use on my drawings. Please check out my drawings on my Instagram and Facebook page, links in the description below. I think my Instagram is at Joshmarckreates. My Facebook page is also at Joshmarckreates. My most recent work is Blackfire from Teen Titans, the animated series. If you love that show, I love that show. I remembered watching it as a kid, and it's one of my earlier experience with DC Comics. I'm a big DC Comics fan. My favorite character is Red Hood. Anyway, if you really love Teen Titans and the animated series, DC Comics, Blackfire and Starfire, please check out the drawing and leave a like. Please follow me on my social media, links in the description below. So going back, at this point, I'm already doing the outline for my character, doing the shadows with the Sakura Micron pens. Oh, by the way, the mechanical pencil I used to draw it's just a cheap one. I bought it from Office Warehouse for 13 pesos. I just use whatever I have. Sometimes I feel fancy and I go ahead and buy something legit, like Sakura Micron pens, a bit expensive, but it helps motivate me. You know, when you think that using what professionals use makes you feel inspired to work. And for pencils, I don't know, I'm fine with just using a cheap one. Before this, I just used Sharpies to outline my work. Yeah, here's my character. Another jacket. Gloves with bones on it to add more detail, and some weird bracelet. I'm gonna change that later on. In retrospect, I'm not a fan of it being that thin. I want to make him more edgy. So as I mentioned earlier, that my favorite character is Red Hood. He's kind of inspired from that he's also wearing a leather jacket. Except this leather jacket's gonna be black. Red Hood wears a brown one, and he's not wearing a helmet, though that bodysuit that he wears underneath his leather jacket, it's kind of like what Red Hood wears. I gave him a mole because, well, my logo has the mole too, but the reason for the mole is because I have a mole right here on my right side. I wanted my character skull to look like me. I mean, how do I do that when you can't see my skull? So I decided to put the mole. So aside from my name on the cap, you see that mole, and at the time I believed that my mole was my identifying feature. I remembered writing it in a information sheet for, what was that, NBI, National Bureau of Investigation, about what's my identifying feature, and that's what I put, my mole on the right side of my eye. I don't like that knee pads. I'm gonna change that later on. At the start, I thought it would be nice filler details, but then it was too plain, so I added my logo. Very poorly, very rushed implementation of it. Gotta change that. These boots are too high. It's based on Doc Martens classic boots. I forgot what they're called. My character is wearing items which I would possibly wear in real life, because I wanted this to be like a fantasy version of myself, except that I could possibly wear whatever he's wearing in real life. So yeah, I'd probably wear a t-shirt with my signature if I ever produce that. I don't have snapbacks anymore, and I don't have a leather jacket. Might fix that in the near future, hopefully. Yeah, a lot of the inking details. I have a lot to improve on. Proportions is one. Line work is another. When I mentioned what I mentioned earlier, that I said that my style was sketchy, rough lines, but it was more of an excuse. It's true. Oh wait, I didn't mention that. Sorry, it wasn't on my head. So before, in my presentation back about the presentation I did back in college, I also said that I have sketchy drawing style, rough drawing style. I said that was my style because it's more raw, more emotional. But well, it was true. I did feel that, but for the most part, it was more of an excuse because I couldn't do nice work with clean lines, fine lines. I'm not so good at my proportions at that time. I had to cover it up. I had to keep redoing the line until it was perfect. Got better now, though still not perfect. If you can see, I have a lot of rough lines. The pencils are still there a little bit. Gotta improve on that a lot more. I really hope you guys would join me in my journey. It would help motivate me more, and it's nice when you know that there are other people who are supporting you or rooting for you in your journey. I mean, putting out this video was a big step already for me because I'm kind of shy about my work. Instagram, very easy. I just put my work out there and I can leave it be. Not much people would criticize me for it. But the YouTube video, you know, they'd say, oh, what is he getting big time and all that. But this is more of a documentation for myself. Like, I could look back on it, see how I talked about my own work in the near future and how much I improved. So I would like to look back on that, and I hope you guys would join me too. And if you would, please subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I'm almost done here. I'm gonna bring out the colored pencil that I got from a friend at work. It's free. I didn't spend anything for it. Thanks a lot to them for the colored pencils. I am using them. So I just wanted to add a red logo because it looked too black and white. I wanted to add more detail. And so here's my character. I'm gonna name him Wazer. Origin for that is my gaming name is Ckreatia. Won't explain where that came from. And I drew this back in February 20. What made me took so long to upload this on YouTube was because I was busy creating Ckreatia. Ckreatia is a mock game, and I made the 3D assets for it. Very heavily inspired by Zelda Link's Awakening. Great game. And yeah, I would like to thank Chris Ramos. Thank you so much for the music. He has a lot of great music. You can check him out in his SoundCloud and YouTube, I believe. Links in the description below. There's a lot of great music, guys. I listen to it a lot sometimes. I think my favorite is Everyone Needs a Hero. Links in the description below. He also is a good web designer and graphic designer. You can also check him out in Instagram. And yeah, I think that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, for being patient enough with me to watch throughout the whole video. If you enjoyed it, please like this video. If you have any tips or advice, please leave it in the comments. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Hit the bell for notifications. Please follow me on my social media accounts, links in the description below. And yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you guys. Goodbye and take care.